Hey guys, what is up, and welcome you to episode number 5 of League of Myths. Please do throw in a like if you did enjoy this episode, but without any further ado, let us jump into the first myth. This one, submitted by David, states, can Blitz pull you through a Teemo and or Caitlyn trap and have the effect of the trap still go off? So of course, to test this myth out, we brought a Blitzcrank, a Caitlyn, a Teemo, and a random champion into one game. As Caitlyn put down her trap in between myself and the fiddle, as I pull him in, the fiddle goes right to me, goes through the trap and gets snared at my location after I finish pulling him. The next thing to test was of course with the Teemo Shroom, and the same thing happens as he gets pulled through the Shroom procs and he begins taking the damage. But out of curiosity, we wanted to see what happens if we have 3 Caitlyn traps in a row and pull someone through them, and as you can see, as I pull the Fiddlesticks through all 3 of them, the middle one is the only one that didn't get used. Making our way into the next myth, if Maokai uses Twisted Advance on Nocturne just as he ultimates to a target, will Maokai follow him? This one's submitted by Vitor. Naturally, we had 3 scenarios for this myth, of course all 3 levels of Nocturne ulti. At level 1 of Nocturne ulti, as I Twisted Advance just as he flies over to the Ahri, I follow him all the way to the location and still snare him. In the second scenario, Nocturne is now level 11 with level 2 ultimates. The range of course is a lot longer, and just as he ultis and I Twisted Advance onto him, I actually stop a little bit prematurely. And finally, the third scenario, the exact same thing, but this time with level 3 Nocturne ultimate. As he ultis to the Ahri all the way on the other side of the map, my Twisted Advance stops even further away from Nocturne's destination. So clearly there's a limit to how far Maokai can travel. And now for the next myth, submitted by Zed is Awesome on Twitter. Will Master Yi's Alpha Strike follow a Zed ultimate? After many attempts at trying to make this work the way that we initially thought it would, which is Master Yi does follow Zed, we couldn't make it work, and simply it had 2 things that can happen. The first one is this, where Master Yi's Q gets cancelled and he does not get a cooldown on it. And the second scenario is Master Yi does use his Q just as Zed ultimates to a target, but he does not follow him and simply just appears at Zed's initial location where Master Yi initially casted his Alpha Strike. And finally, the last myth, can Draven ultimate across the map several times and hit the same champion multiple times? This one is kind of a build onto a previous myth that we covered in another episode. But this one is a bit different, as we're going to be trying to make the ultimate of Draven go back and forth across the map and seeing if it hits the same target multiple times. As I place my ward beside the enemy fountain and the enemy Hecarim puts his ward in the middle lane just over where my ulti is going to pass, I finally throw my ultimate just on top of the Hecarim as he's waiting beside my ward. As the ultimate finishes hitting him twice, he's going to begin teleporting to the middle lane ward to see if it'll hit him again on the return. And as the ultimate is returning to me, I will teleport to that ward. As the teleports commence, he begins going to the middle lane ward, but he doesn't make it just in time. However, on the return, as you can see, I went back up. The ulti automatically follows to wherever my location is, even though I'm all the way up there. And the Hecarim gets hit by it once more, but it does no damage. But I didn't have enough time to go back to my base. But the Draven ulti will follow him wherever he is on the return, but not damage anyone else that has been already damaged. Alright guys, that is the end of this episode of League of Myths. Please do throw in a like if you did enjoy this episode. Also write down a myth below for your chance to be featured at the next episode. Also, you can tweet at me at RedMercyLOL with a myth, and I will usually choose at least one from the Twitter feed. I also have a friend named Pokito who also has a YouTube channel down below. His link is there in the description. Check it out for more League of Legends videos. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.